Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Mimi Lacroix here. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about something that I have struggled with my entire life, and that is patience. Um, my girlfriend and I used to actually joke about the fact that we didn't wait well. And I have, as I've gotten older and as I've gotten wiser, learned that really patience really is a virtue, and it doesn't it doesn't come easy for a lot of folks. It certainly hasn't come easy for me in my life. However, um, in this space, in this online marketing journey that I'm on, it's it's extremely vital. It's so necessary to have patience, not only with yourself and with other people, places, and things, but like even for the internet, right? You all know, and I know, that just because technology has advanced so much and it's supposed to make our lives easier, that inevitably when you're trying to do something and you're particularly under pressure, maybe you have a deadline to meet, or you have something, you've decided you want to accomplish something, and of course, you know the connection is bad, or something glitches and you get delayed, and it's frustrating, but it eventually resolves itself somehow, some way. You click something, you push a button, something happens, and all of a sudden it's working, right? So i I was just listening to Wayne Dyer, and he was talking. Dr. Wayne Dyer is a brilliant um, mindset training guru that passed away sadly a few years ago. But I was listening to one of his speeches, and he was talking about patience, and that the immediate benefit of infinite patience is peace. And who doesn't want that, right? And I know that there have been a lot of things that I've wanted in my life, that I wanted yesterday or last week or like since the beginning of time. And the fact that I wanted it, the fact that that was something that I yearned for, something that I really, really wanted. I didn't understand the law of attraction. I didn't understand putting that request out into the universe, and not bothering myself with the how and the why, and how whatever it was I was longing for, how it was going to be given to me. Because I do believe that today. I believe that whatever you put out there, if that's what you're putting out there, that's what you're going to get back. So if you're helping people and giving to people and enjoying life and having fun, that those things that make you feel good inside are going to attract more goodness to you. And if you're miserable all the time and grumbling about this and complaining about that, and that kind of negative energy is brewing around inside of you, then that's what you're going to attract to you, right? You're going to attract more of that to you. And it was funny because one of my mentors last week was talking also about if you wake up in the morning and you run into an asshole, you run into an asshole. It happens that people are having a bad day, and you butt heads a little bit, and next thing you know. But if you run into an asshole everywhere you go and everything you're doing throughout your day, guess what? You're the asshole. That it the common denominator in all these situations is you. And so don't be you. Don't be that. Don't be the asshole. Look for the good in people and give people the benefit of the doubt, and see what's positive about them. And like, one of the lessons I learned in the relationship that I'm in now, there are times when I'm so frustrated, and times that I'm like just pulling my hair out. And I'm just making my camera go a little woo. Sorry with that. But in those moments of aggravation and frustration, I stop and I think, what made me fall in love with that person? What was it about that person that made my heart flutter? that made butterflies dance in my belly. He still does that, by the way. And we're 20 years tomorrow. But you know, really, it has saved my brain and my relationship many, many, many times, is to just stop and breathe and think about all the things I love about him. And it puts me in a better frame of mind. It puts my whole aura, my whole energy in a more positive light. And all of a sudden, I'm not as aggravated and frustrated anymore. And it seems simple, right? It seems like what? Like that's gonna do something, but it honestly, it really does. And yeah, so that's you know, the ability now to, you know, come up against a situation, if something happens that seems to be blocking me from something that I want to do, instead of getting upset and all enraged and, you know, just being negative, you know, I stop and I take a deep breath. And just that pause, just that taking that time to think about how I'm going to respond. Maybe I won't even respond. Maybe I'll just let the silence speak for me. I never would have done that before. I was like so hyper, and I would talk so much, and I would be, you know, spouting and blah blah blah. And now, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm older, I don't know, but like I'm not as chatty. I'm not as, oh, I have to fill the space with verbs and, you know, words coming out of my mouth all the time. I like the quiet. I like to have that time, you know, to stop and think about things. And like, I don't know if you can relate to that, but for me, patience has been something that has been, that I've been trying to cultivate and trying to nurture, because it really is the key to having peace and being okay with what you're doing and with what's happening. You know, another mentor I had years ago, actually, she just had so much patience. She drove me crazy, right? Because that's what happens, right? If somebody has that quality that you don't have, they make you nuts because you don't have that. But God bless her. Oh gosh, I was so egotistical and so full of myself and thinking I was all that. And I would get so frustrated with other drivers, with people who worked at the coffee shop, but you know, and I would belittle them and ridicule them, and it was just like I think about it now and I think, oh God, I was a horrible person. And I took that horrible personness and tried to make it funny, right? So I would tell stories and in hopes of making somebody laugh with, you know, the idiocy of these people, and I had to take a step back and really look at that and say, like, you know what? When I'm doing that, when I'm behaving that way and thinking that way, I'm really, really full of ego. And it doesn't do anybody any good, right? The ego, it stands for edging God out, right? So like, if you don't believe in God, that's fine. You know, it's edging goodness out. Think about it that way. There's just no room in a happy, peaceful world for ego. There's no room for it. Because you know what? We all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all breathe the same air. We cut ourselves. We all bleed red. Doesn't matter who you are, where you live, where you're from. Doesn't matter. We're all the same. Right? So when you're, you know, faced with struggling with situations that you can't control, the solution there is to just take a deep breath and stop and allow yourself some time to think about what is the best response here. What is the best way that I can handle this so that A, I don't make a fool of myself, and B, that I don't hurt someone else. Because that's what I've become about. I just want to help, and I want to inspire, and I want to encourage, and that's what Mimi is all about. And I'm learning these lessons and being able to practice them. You know, how else do you learn patience but through impatience? I asked that. So, anyways, I just wanted to say that and share those thoughts with you, because they were so brilliant this morning when I was listening to them, and I thought, oh wow, like I have to pass this on, I have to share this. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll tune in for the next video. Okay, have a great day. It's Monday. Don't forget to be awesome. Remember, you matter to me.